That's on, by the way. Are we live? I can't see myself. Hold on. Where's that not? And tell you kind of how it went down, like, because it really changed my perspective seeing them. I've never really been a big fan. Why is that not working? There's something going wrong with the YouTube. Oh no, YouTube, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Again, not Imagine Dragons. That's ooh, my hair as well. Gotta sort my hair out. Okay, we are live. Yay! We got there. So, sort my hair out. This is all over the place. So, guys, I want to tell you about my experience of seeing Imagine Dragons, the band. If you've not heard of Imagine Dragons, go and check out their music. I hadn't really listened to their stuff in the past. I knew their songs because I've heard their songs in the gym and things. I always hear, you make me a believer. I always hear that song. And it's quite a motivational song. And I'm actually, speaking of which, I've got my trusty guitar down there, which I'm going to start learning some of their songs. So I'll tell you about the whole experience, okay, even before I went to the concert, because I hadn't been to a concert in China in a while. When's the last singer I saw would have been singer? I'm trying to think, a singer that I saw. I think it was Sam. No, was it Sam Smith? It might have been Sam Smith. I saw Sam Smith at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the Pudong side in Shanghai. So I was supposed to see Imagine Dragons last year. They had a concert lined up and unfortunately got cancelled because of safety. Or I say rescheduled. It got rescheduled to this week. And tickets were easier to get this time. You'll be surprised how if you're just on time on the platform with getting a ticket, it was quite simple to get a ticket for Imagine Dragons in China. They're also playing in Guangzhou, I think, in the next week. So they're doing a bit of a tour of China. And Shanghai was the first, I think the first stop. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so I've been looking forward to this for a while because although I'm not a massive fan of the band, although I'll go into why that may have changed. They really surprised me with their show. So getting a ticket was not too bad. The ticket I think was 800 RMB. What's that? 80 pounds roughly. Again, I always convert like 100 RMB to 10 pounds. I know it's not. I know it's off slightly, but it was about 800 RMB. And my seat was kind of near the back, but to the left, but on the first tier, if that makes sense. I wasn't in the middle. I was kind of towards the back, but on the far left. So I had a really good view. And it was at Shanghai Tiguan, which is in Xuhui, sort of southwest Shanghai. And first thing I was surprised at going in was they didn't allow water. So, and I'd just gone to Trendia, I'd just gone to Family Mart to buy like just a bottle of water. A bottle of water. There we go. And a bottle of water. And so I had to I felt like I was at the end, down my water going in. And I get it. It's like they don't want extra, they don't want extra rubbish. And I get why. And I'm also going to go into why I think China hosts better concerts than most places in the world as far as their order and the way that they went about it, because you're never going to see a fight at a Chinese concert, right? That just doesn't happen. People actually enjoy the concert and they don't get angry. So yeah, firstly, the security you felt really safe there. So there's obviously lots of Baoan security around. Going into the stadium, I was really surprised at how cheap the snacks were. Because, you know, usually if you go to a concert or, you know, in England, it'll be like, oh, £10, 100 RMB for a hot dog, like that, those kind of prices and above, which I think is a complete rip-off in England. But in this Imagine Dragons concert, I think a bottle of water was like £1, like so 10 RMB, Shuquai, which is again more expensive than what you're used to paying in China. But you know, you can go to Family Mart, Trendyol, or any shop in China and get a bottle of water for 3 kwai or 4 kwai now. Even the big Nongfu Shui waters. And they had these little goodie bags with popcorn, and it was like popcorn, a bottle of water, and I think some cookies or something. 38 RMB, so £4, which I thought was a complete bargain. I felt it was pretty well priced. Just going back to my ticket. So I paid 800 RMB. That's the thing. You're not going to get 300 RMB for tickets and things anymore. You know, around the world, those days are gone now. Axe no. If you look at what happened with Oasis in the last few years, people were spending minimum £200-300 Yangqian Sanqian Kuai. No, I did not get VIP tickets. I'm just answering some questions at the same time. I did not. And by the way, I'm not talking nonsense. I'm talking about Imagine Dragons. And you're not going to improve your English by listening to me, by the way. So people putting they're practicing their English. I don't know how you'd practice your English with this accent. There's no way. So I didn't get the VIP tickets. The reason being is the VIP tickets. So that middle part of if you go online and see the videos of the concert, that middle part, you're paying a minimum of like Liangqian Kuai, 2,000 RMB, £200, which I think is not worth it. It is not worth. Maybe to get closer to Dan Reynolds, the singer. So I don't think it was worth it for that price. But 800 RMB, again, still I think a bit pricey. I think if tickets were more like 300 San Bai Kuai, Dao Wu Bai Kuai, so between, let's say 300 RMB, 500 RMB, £30 to £50, I think that's a reasonable price for the average Joe like me going to a concert. I think that would be reasonable. But I can see why the price might be a bit high for some of these concerts. And I'll show you why in a little bit. Ooh. I'll show you why they'd invested a bit of money into this. It wasn't just a singer or a band turning up and just giving a concert. It was they put a bit of effort into this. So I pronounce the as F. Probably my English is not very good. So that's why I say, guys, you don't want to practice English through my videos. I'm far from it. I'm not an English teacher. You do not want to be learning English from my videos. But obviously you want to be watching my videos and giving them support and love and likes. Dianzan, Drunk Fat Pigland. So make sure. And I don't have a London accent. I didn't even grow up in London. There's no such thing as a London accent. There's no such thing as a British accent, by the way. I've made those videos up and fooled all of you people that there's how to sound more British is a natural thing. It's not. I made it up. So going in, I had a bit of a walk around. So it's a nice stadium. If you ever get the chance to go to Shanghai Stadium, just go for a walk around there at the weekend. It's a really beautiful place. There's nice statues of all these different sporting characters. And the staff there were really friendly, considering there was like loads of Baoan and police, and everyone was really friendly. I was quite surprised, because I guess that's a perception of China sometimes that, it's scary, but actually I felt quite safe, but I felt welcomed. Maybe because I'm a Laowai, maybe because I'm a foreigner. I tend to speak to the security guards and things, but they were really nice to me. Anyway, managed to find my area where I was. Like I said, I was kind of not at the back. So if let me show you. If this is the seating, right? I don't know, and that is the stage, I was about here, somewhere like that, but on the left-hand side. So I wasn't right at the back. I wasn't right here. There were stories online of people that were here where the screen was and they didn't even see anything, which I found quite funny. If you look at any videos on social media in China, there's some really funny videos about Imagine Dragons. Like the lead singer, Dan Reynolds, he didn't know the word for thank you. He thought the word for thank you was Shenzhen. So he was saying Shenzhen because he thought that meant thank you. And he was supposed to say xie, but he was saying Shenzhen. So yeah, there's some funny videos going around. Please directly tell me your ticket price. I already told you guys, my price was 800 RMB. I paid 800 RMB for the ticket. So like about £80, which I still think is pricey. I still think it, but I think for the show, it was worth it. It's a bit like some people that go and see Oasis and pay £300 and they said, oh, it was so worth it. I'm like, well, £300, that's a bit like San Qian Kuai, that's a bit expensive. But I would say that 800 RMB was worth it. So, and I got out this, anyway, I'll go through everything. So it was a bit chilly last night as well. So you had to wear a coat and it had been raining all day yesterday, right, in Shanghai. And it's been raining today, actually. So I did bring a coat, but this is where it got clever. So I went in the stadium. I filmed loads of content. I spent an hour today editing some of it. I filmed like 20 minutes of content to try and get down to less than 1 minute because I know you guys have the attention span of small children, so you're not going to sit for a 2-minute video of mine. But I'm gonna try and get it down to like under a minute. Thunder, under. That's a little in joke for Imagine Dragon fans. I helped my friends buy 2 tickets, 980 RMB. Well, Mark, where were you? Where were you? You should have contacted me. 980 RMB. And again, it depends on where you were. So, yeah, maybe I got off. I don't know. It's money. So, that's the thing. This is the other thing. Like, you've just had the F1 at the weekend, right? You've just had the F1. And I would love to have gone to the F1. I'm not a massive fan of the F1. But I saw a lot of my friends go to the F1. And afterwards said, hey, didn't you think to... You know that I kind of like F1 or I'm interested in events. Did you not think to message me like, oh, you should have messaged me and told weeks before an event to like contact everyone that I think might have a ticket. I don't hustle that way. So anyway, now I know you, Mark. Now, if I want to get tickets in Shanghai, I'll come to you because there's going to be a lot more Western acts coming to China, which is good. So anyway, guys, I'm always looking for tickets for things. So just get in contact. If you've got a good link and, yeah, I've seen them in Shanghai now. I'm not going to go to, I think they're playing in Chengdu or Guangzhou. Anyway, I'll continue the story. So what I thought was really I've never seen this at a concert before in China, right? This is really interesting. I'm doing a video on this as well. They gave you these 3 things, which I thought was really, really clever. Now, the first one was practical because it was raining. So they gave you a coat. They actually I didn't end up using it because it stopped raining by the time the concert started. But they had, like, on your seat, they had this, right, which I thought was not only cute but really practical. So that was clever. Coat in case it rained. And the second thing they had was this nice little card. You can see it's like a little hologram card. This is all part of I've never seen this before. Usually in England they'll sell this stuff for like, I don't know, Yan Bai Kuai, £20 or something. But that's like a little hologram. And yeah, kind of got you got the bassist and the guitarist and Dan Reynolds the singer. I don't know the other 2 guys' names, but yeah, and which I thought was pretty cool. I've never seen this before. I've never seen them give you like something like this. And it says on the back, it says, welcome to the new age, as in welcome to the new age, And then, yeah, it's like Meng Long Hui Lai Le. So it's like Imagine Dragons have returned They're back in Shanghai. So yeah, it's got like a nice little message on the back. It's like, this is a really nice little memento. I thought this was really nice. Really nice little touch that they gave you. And in a little plastic. I've never seen this before. I've been to a few concerts in my time. I've never seen someone do this. That's why I was like, you know, it's almost like nice little surprise. So that was on your seat when you sat down. And so yeah, it's quite a nice. They're probably being sold on Taobao, knowing. And then the final little flourish, the final little thing, which I thought was really quite a nice little touch, was this. Now this looks like an ordinary wristband, right? And it just says, you know, Imagine Dragons Loom World Tour. But what was really clever. And again, I've never seen this in China before, maybe because I haven't been to enough Chinese concerts, but so you put this on your wrist during the concert and then all the lights are synced. So anytime they had like a red light or a yellow light and you're doing that, everyone's lights all lit up. It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was really great. So when you go, welcome to the new age, radioactive, when you're doing that, it's all synced. So yeah, it lit up at different times. So really nice little mementos. And this was all free. This was all part of your ticket. So I got my 800 RMB back, right, I guess. But yeah, these were just quite... and maybe this is normal in China. I haven't been to loads of concerts, but I thought this was kind of like a nice touch. They were giving back to the fans, even though I wasn't a fan before, but now I am a fan, and I'll tell you why I am. But yeah, I thought this was quite a nice little touch, right? Because they could sell this. They could easily just sell this, and people would pay Lian Bai Kuai or £20 for that. In England, they would pay ridiculous money for something like that. But I thought it was just quite nice, you know. And then that was on every person's seat. And it was quite funny because every time someone opened their seat, this fell on the floor. So you saw all these people, and every time I saw people sit down, they were like, "Oh!" They all made that sound. Oh, it's like a nice little surprise. So yeah, you wore that during the concert, and it lit up. One thing which I think was, they started on time, which was great. The concert started at 7:30. They actually started at 7:30. I remember years ago going to Reading Festival to see Guns N' Roses in England. And this was when I would have been 18, 19 years old. And they were late by an hour. And it was chucking it down with rain. It was rain. And people were pissed off. People were really annoyed. But luckily it didn't rain yesterday, but they just started on time. This is what you want. Like, if anything, start early, right? But it was just refreshing for a band to just come on, start. And what did they play? They played, I've made this little video today. They played the fire in my bed. Anyway, I'm working on this video right now, which I've kind of put together. I'm doing like a little vlog, which I'll try, as I mentioned, I'll try and keep under a minute. But they were really, really good. I was so they came on every song that they played, because I've never really been a big fan of Imagine Dragons, mainly because I hadn't really listened to them properly. And what I mean by that is I came in with new ears last night. I came in with a fresh perspective. And this happens to me a lot. It's a unique part of my personality, I'd say, is when a band or a singer comes out, as in becomes popular, I don't usually get into them straight away. It takes me some time, like The Weeknd, Peng Zai, you know, I feel it coming. I feel it coming, baby. Yeah, that singer. I didn't get into him till like a year or two. Same with Ed Sheeran, like all these people. So actually that's so anyway, my point is, all these people, I don't usually get into them. And now I can say that I am a fan of Imagine Dragons, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, so that's something I saw. I'm going to talk about that later, but someone just said that. Also, there was staff outside the stadium after show. You could get a physical ticket as a souvenir. I did see that. I thought that was quite clever. You could buy a physical ticket because in China it's all digital, which I prefer. I think that gets rid of the ticket scammers in China when it's a digital ticket and you buy it. But if you wanted to, you could buy a physical ticket outside the stadium after the concert. I don't know how much that was. I'm guessing, I can't remember. I think it was maybe 50 to 100 RMB. Imagine Dragons blew my... Yeah, sorry. So who did they... I did a little video now. No, hold on. Let me... So stadium, I'll talk a little bit about the stadium, then I'll get into the concert. The stadium, I think it's 70,000 or more people, Shanghai Stadium. And then I reckon, if I had to take a guess, I reckon there was about 50,000 people there last night. 50,000 people that's in that concert. And you could just feel the atmosphere. The atmosphere was electric. It was... 80,000 people, but I don't think they didn't have full capacity. I know that because I remember seeing one stand was completely empty, and then obviously behind the stage there's like another. So I reckon last night there was about 50,000. I might be off though. I might be able to, just from like working out roughly who was in the stadium. I'll say this as well. I thought the Bao'an in last night, the security guards were really good. I thought they were in my section. Like the guy, he checked my ticket once, and then when I went to the toilet later on, he didn't check it again to be an idiot. He just, to be, some security do that to try and look at me. But he was actually really like, he's like, yeah, I know you. Like you always love those kind of security guards when they know you, when they're just like, yeah, no, just the way it should be. So, yeah, what was the first song they played? Let me get the... I can't play too much probably on YouTube because it will get flagged. But... yeah, they play that song. So they open with that, which was quite a nice opening, song. And yeah, every song that they played was a banger. I mean, they were really on point last night. His voice was incredible. Dan Reynolds' voice. He is a talent, and he's got a stage presence. So he was kind of running around the stage and really good. People were really getting into it as well. People were standing up, but people were respectful. I think in China, the culture's changing now, as in young people are getting more considerate of like people around them. Like I didn't have everyone was just really nice. That's what I was like. There was a real balmy atmosphere last night, which I hadn't really experienced in a while. I felt like, wow, like China right now, with what's happening around the world, China's got this opportunity right now to show the world, look, we're open. We want to work with you. We're safe. And that's the feeling I got last night. It was a beautiful evening. And I really got into it. I was singing. I did my little bracelet thing. And like I said, guys, I will post this video sometime this week. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but I did a kind of little vlog of the concert. I didn't want to use my phone too much, and I don't want to sound like a moany old Brit, but I think this is just part of the world now. And again, I had to use my phone to take the video, but there is something does get lost a little bit when people are using their phone too much at a concert. When people are standing there for 2 hours with their phone up like that, I couldn't do that. I have to do quick, like 10 seconds and put it away for a few minutes and enjoy the music. So I think there was a bit of that happening, and I know that's gone. Like that's the 90s and 2000s when people used to actually, lighters in the air and watch the But I did a lot of that last night, as in I did a bit of filming, but I tried to put my phone away as much as I could to actually enjoy the show as much as I could. Even at one point, I was thinking, oh, should I live stream this? Because if I live stream this right now, it would. But then I wanted to experience it, and I think that's so important for anyone watching this. Is if you go and watch a concert, or if you go to the cinema, especially, if you go to the cinema, your phone should definitely be off. But if you're at a concert, just try and enjoy it. I know it's so I do the same. I try and take some photos and a bit of video content, but just try and enjoy it as much as you can. Take that break away from your life, from work, and just enjoy the music. And because that atmosphere, that connection as human beings with an audience and with a band or a singer, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. And I really felt that last night with and I'm being a hypocrite because I used a lot of my phone for the concert, but it was almost life-changing kind of feeling last night, being in that, just really like looking around at everyone, and people were really getting into it. And yeah, the songs were spot on. So every song, there wasn't any kind of, well, sometimes when you see a band or a singer, they'll play one or two of their new songs, and you're like, oh, it's like a bit of a dud, and not that. But every song that they played was really good. And they changed it up. You know, he was playing the drums. The lead singer played the drums a couple of times. And the guitarist is very talented. Well, they're all talented, but the guitarist was playing keyboards and guitar, and just really amazing. I'll try and answer questions as I'm speaking as well, chat. I know in the West they say chat, but I say guys. And the break away from work is not impossible. You need to have a break. Last night, but it's one of the first concerts that I went to where it wasn't pushy shovey. People just respected each other. And yeah, it was a really nice feeling. It was kind of like nice, and yeah, there was enough room that if you wanted to sit down and watch the concert, you know, unless you had some guy in front of you that was like 6'8", which there wasn't, it wasn't going to be an issue. But I had a really good view. I can't really show you guys where I was. You'll see in the video when I post this video, hopefully in the next few days, or I'll try and get a video up tonight. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it was a really beautiful experience last night, and the lights were incredible because they projected. There's a song called Birds, which I recommend. Birds fly in different directions. That song. And they had on the stadium, they had these lights, bird lights, going around. It was incredible. So yeah, it was really, really amazing. It was definitely worth going to. If you get the chance to go, I think they're playing in Guangzhou. And where was the other place? Was it Chengdu? I'd recommend to travel down there and go and watch them. The thing I thought was a little bit disappointing, if I did have to give some feedback, and I know everybody has to be critical nowadays online about stuff, is when you're a comedian or a band or a singer, people love an encore, right? They love it when you go off at the end of the show, and then people want more, and then you come and they say encore, encore, and then you come back for more. And unfortunately, they didn't do that. They kind of just did their set, and then at the end, like, said goodbye, and they left. Now, what if I was to recommend anything, what I would have done, because I know they have a set time. I know they have to leave at a certain time. They can't, anytime a band goes over the time that they're allocated, they get fined. So let's say the concert ends at 9:30. If they go to 9, I think it's, even if they go over like a minute over or 5 minutes over, they get fined thousands, like a lot of money. But what I think they should have done, and I'm going to give this away now, is they ended on you make me a believer, pain. that song, Believer. They ended on that song, but what if I think to really end the show incredibly, what they could have done is gone off before that show. So people are like, oh no, where have they gone? Encore, encore. And then played that song as the final song. So, mate, I'm sure that they're a lot more qualified with concerts and how they work. But the show as a whole, that every song that they played, it's almost felt like every song was like the perfect song for each mood, and they kind of built it up and built it down. And the people around me were singing. I mean, they knew the words. I didn't know the words. I knew the words to some of the choruses, but I find that Imagine Dragons songs, that's probably why I didn't get into them, is I always found their verses, that's what it sounds like to me. It's like, it sounds a bit too fast for me. But and this is the other bit of feedback that I had was they had the big screens at the front and they had the lyrics in English. It's exactly what I tell international companies when I come to China. Gotta have Chinese. I think they could have had the English lyrics, so you could sing the English but have the Chinese translation. That would have been incredible. I don't know if there was time to do that kind of stuff, but I didn't. Yeah, I was a bit surprised. Like, we're in China, why have they got the English lyrics, but they didn't have the Chinese lyrics underneath? So that was pretty cool. Trying to think what else happened. Yeah, it wasn't too cold. By the time things got going, it was kind of a warm atmosphere. There was a bit of a rush at the end of the concert. Everyone kind of piled out, which is natural, I know. So I kind of waited 5-10 minutes while everyone just piled out. And I just kind of sat there and watched if you ever get the chance, I know everyone wants to get home, but if you ever get the chance, just see a stadium kind of go from full to empty. I just sat there for 5-10 minutes and watched it all and just felt like, wow, I've just had an incredible experience. So I changed my perspective on them because I wasn't really a fan. I knew some of their songs. I wouldn't have said I would have their songs in my playlist usually, but now I have. Now I've been listening to their stuff today. While I've been working today, I've been listening to Imagine Dragons and loving them and realizing, what have I been doing for the last 10 years? I've been listening to their music. And it just happens in life sometimes. I just happen to connect with them. Sometimes it just takes an experience like this, so going to a concert, but it's a good life lesson as well to get out to concerts and be with people and watch music. It's so important. So yeah, I was really impressed. He didn't say Shenzhen instead of Xie, so he didn't say the city instead of thank you this time. He actually got it right last night. That's been a running joke in the media, on social media, that Dan Reynolds, the singer of Imagine Dragons, he kept saying Shenzhen instead of Xie. And I think he's got that right now. He started saying Xie. But yeah, he was. The other thing is they didn't talk too much. Sometimes when bands and singers get up, I know this has been a bit of a criticism in China from some Chinese singers, that they just talk too much. They talk it's like, just sing the songs. That was the good thing about Imagine Dragons. They just sang the songs. There was a minute or two where they would make a little joke here and there. And they did that really well. But he was very good with, Shanghai, we love you. And, and it not appearing too fake, Obviously, they don't literally love us. But I genuinely love you guys. When I say when I say I love you guys, I genuinely mean that. But it was an incredible experience. It was a really great concert. I had a really good time. I felt like my 800 renminbi was worth it. And then I cycled home. I actually cycled home. I didn't get a Didi last night. I ended up cycling home, which didn't take too long. It took me about 30 minutes. Question. What was the favorite song that they performed? That's a really good question. I liked that bird song, the birds fly in different directions. I thought that was a really good song because of the imagery. They had the birds, like these lights going up over the stadium. But I think every song without sounding cliched, they kind of nailed it. Every song was really good. Believer was good. Ending with that. I like the thunder with the thunder. That was a good song. What was the other one? Radioactive. 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 That was really good. Good question. You make me a believer. And I've been doing that joke all day. I've just been entertaining myself by saying pain. That's what I've been doing all day. Enemy, that was a really good song. That's a good song. And I even the song they opened with. Actually, let me play. I've got to be careful because I'm live streaming on YouTube. I just got to be careful about the imagine. Let's play some of it. That was good. That song. But yeah, I just can't believe I haven't discovered them before. This was good. Thunder. Oh yeah, this one. I got this feeling in my bones. This was good. That was a good song. Demons, I think it's called. Is it called Demons? That song. Oh, what's the shark one? And let it glow, let it go, when it up. As you're in and you're out and you're swimming with sharks. That was a good song. I'm just listing all their playlists right pretty much now, but that was really good. Because of the imagery, they had all this shark imagery behind. That was really one of the highlights of the show. Is I've been to Singers and Acts before where the background isn't that great, but this was really good. Like their imagery was really well put together. So that was good. He's an amazing songwriter. There we go. That was a good song. That was good. That was I think, going back to that question, that was a great question, Dennis. What was the favorite song performed? I think it's Birds. Birds would be my favorite. But yeah, they were all really good. And yeah, it was I'd like to see them at a festival. I've got the bug now to go and see some acts, so I would like to go to a festival. I went to Glastonbury and Reading Festival when I was 18 and 19. I actually won tickets to go to Glastonbury when I was 18, believe it or not. Interesting story. If anybody's ever applied for university in the UK, use this platform called UCAS. And when I applied for university, I would have been, 16, 17. I used UCAS to apply for university, and the portal, that's where you submit all your materials. And they had a competition on there on the website to win Glastonbury tickets. And I've never won anything in my life really, but I just entered it and I ended up winning Glastonbury tickets. So that year, I saw Lady Gaga just before she blew up. I think she just released, she might have just released Just Dance, Gonna Be Okay. And I remember seeing Lady Gaga and I was like, wow, this lady's going places. So it does happen sometimes. But I've discovered a lot of bands that way where I've seen them in person. I wasn't really into them before, and then I see them in person. There's a band called Two Door Cinema Club. They're a band to check out. I don't know if they're still together. And another band called The Subways. Both one's Irish, one's British. Incredible bands, really, really good. So, did anyone else go to Imagine Dragons last night? Do let me know if you went. What was your thoughts? What do you think was good? What do you think could be improved? To be honest, what could be improved? I don't really think there was a lot. I think it was pretty spot on as far as the concert goes. And I was in bed at 11, so I was quite happy. It wasn't like it went on and on, you know. I got back to bed by 11, and this morning I woke up early, went to the gym, so it was all good. I've seen some people saying they went last night. Cool. I did see this morning some friends on my WeChat Moments went on my Pangyo train. They went. But yeah, I thought this was quite a nice little memento. Never seen that before. Like I said, I could probably sell that on Taobao, and also because I've touched it, it's probably doubled in value now. So maybe I should just rub it on my face as well, triple in value. Lick it. So yeah, I'm interested to know if anyone went last night and what you thought. I would like to see. I know Ed Sheeran played a concert before. I quite like to see Ed. I would like to see Paul McCartney from the Beatles before. Stevie Wonder would be another one I'd love to see. These guys are getting old now, though. You've got to be careful. But Chinese singers. Who would I like to see? Yeah, all the singers I like are kind of old. They're kind of old, like 经典的歌手 like 叫床。我是一只小小小小鸟。So guys, I'm going to cut the live stream soon. I just thought I'd share with you my experience of seeing Imagine Dragons. I thought they were amazing. I've now become a fan. I've now started listening to their music. I will be working on content because like I said, I know I'm being a hypocrite by saying don't use your phone as much because I was filming so much. But if anybody's people are asking me, so you like Imagine Dragons? Like, yeah, that's the point of this live stream. So go back and rewatch this. And I do have fan groups, by the way, guys. Anyone on Xiaohongshu or anyone on WeChat, message me directly. 现在我说中文，如果你是小红书的粉丝或者微信视频的粉丝，你可以私信我，然后会发给你二维码，你可以加入我的粉丝群。So I have my own fan groups if anyone's interested. And yeah, feel free to follow me. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a video up today. I'm just looking at this video. I don't know if it's going to happen. So I've got people messaging me. Your Chinese pronunciation is surprisingly good. Really? I don't think it's... I still need to work on my Shen Biao. But yeah, I think my Chinese has been good recently because I've been studying HSK 5. So I've been doing about 30 minutes a day, which reminds me I need to do some tonight. And I've got to play my guitar. I'm going to try and learn an Imagine Dragons song tonight on that guitar down there. So yeah, guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I've got people messaging me like, what are you talking about? I was like, go back and rewatch this where I talked about the concert last night. Would I see them again? Most definitely. I would definitely go. And I recommend anyone to go see them because they have a great stage presence. They have the talented musicians and really catchy songs. And I just need to learn the lyrics now. I know some of the choruses, and that's always a criticism of Imagine Dragons is their choruses are really catchy, but their verses are a bit like, blah, 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 I don't understand. And they get put into this category now with the band Nickelback. Now, Nickelback, I think, are a great fucking band. They are a great band. And the same with Imagine Dragons. I'm going to say this. They are a great fucking band. And I think when a band has catchy songs that are really popular, people try to go against them. It's almost like, oh, that's not cool to be, to like a band like that. But actually, I think they are incredible. Like, I wish I could write songs like that and sing like him. I think it's also a jealousy thing. A lot of people, I think, if you were in Dan Reynolds' position, I doubt you would be complaining, right? But yeah, I thought they were really good, and they're really popular in China. And I still think there's some massive UK acts, singers and bands that would do so well here. Some really great acts coming through. I'm surprised Adele. Has Adele ever been here? I know Ed Sheeran's been here. Liam Gallagher from Oasis used to do concerts in the south of China. So I'm wondering, could Oasis play in China? Potential. Could be. Anyway, guys, any final questions before I wrap things up? I can recognize Chinese characters, but I'm only talking about Imagine Dragons tonight, guys. I've got people. I'm surprised people are asking me business questions when I've clearly said this is about Imagine Dragons. It's not about. It's about me attending an Imagine Dragons concert. It's got nothing to do with business. Although it did touch on a bit of business because they didn't localize. They should have had Chinese lyrics on the screen. So there's a few things they could have, but they did localize their content. Look, that is in Chinese. That is in Chinese. Can anybody read that? I'll leave that on there. I'll leave that on there for a couple of seconds. I think it's backwards for you guys, maybe. There we go. Welcome to the new age. So, yeah, guys, if anyone's interested to join the groups, let me know what you think. And I hope you enjoyed this live stream. It's a little bit different. I'm not talking about business today. I'm talking about something that's more cultural, more. I love music, so I'm going to try and get out to more concerts this year. But thank you so much for this support as well. You guys have been amazing. I've noticed recently all my channels in China finally started to grow. It's only taken live streaming most days for 2 months to finally pop it, but my Xiaohongshu, I was a bit worried for a while. It just wouldn't get past it was dropping. But my WeChat has just been going through the roof. And then my Xiaohongshu, finally, the fans have been going up. So love you guys. Well, I Neiman, as in the words of Dan Reynolds, the lead singer from Imagine Dragons, Shenzhen. Or should I say Xie. That's a running joke because he got confused with Shenzhen and Xie. So cool. I'm going to cut it there, guys. And I'm glad I saw some people saying, yeah, I was at the concert. I'm glad you had a good time as well. So I appreciate all your lovely support. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Check out what's happening, because I do have a little look once a week. I go on the platforms in China. Unfortunately, I didn't get tickets to F1. I should have hustled more. I should have asked around. I did have friends I probably could have asked, but to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of F1. I really want to watch that documentary. Is it Survive to Drive? The Netflix thing. I want to watch that. But I'd say I'm more into football. If anybody's got tickets to go and watch Arsenal at the moment, if anyone's got money to fly me from Shanghai to London to go and watch Arsenal and get me a booth, that would change my life, because I've been a huge Arsenal supporter from the age of 3. So, and they're actually doing quite well at the moment. I think they're going to win the league at least. So they're going to win at least one thing. So yeah, Arsenal would be the only thing I'm really, or some acts. I would like to see Oasis when they'll do another tour. That would be another one I'd love to see, because I didn't get to see them last year. I tried to get tickets, but I couldn't. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I recommend you guys, I'm not getting paid for this, by the way, to go and see Imagine Dragons. Go and see these guys. They were great. Imagine Dragons. Right, guys. 谢谢你们的支持。如果你们感兴趣加入我的微信群，小红书群，你可以私信我。我爱你们。再见。拜拜。Thank you for the support. 再见。Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.